Tuesday, it's not Thursday. You're not wrong. It is Tuesday. But I wanted to try to start a couple times a month at least doing a little something something on Tuesdays. I love doing series of things. So this year, Photoplay has come out with this adorable Year with My Nomies collection, and I use this. I'm also using this with Button Farm Club to make an awesome boxed folio set, which is much more elaborate than what we're doing here. This is basically birthday card of the month with gnomes. And here's the January one that I designed the prototype yesterday. These are little 6x6 card folios, very simple. I've decorated it up with some flowers, some ribbons, some little wintry charms. Here's a little shaker box that I made with a die that you'll see soon coming from somebody we love, and a little button. So just real simple, little snowflakes inside, super cute. I don't have a tutorial for this one. This was the prototype. This is what I used to figure out the design. But we are going to make the February one together today. So here's a quick look at the inside. And again, I apologize for my voice. I'm not sick. This is just the hangover of a horrible cold that I had between Christmas and New Year's. And I just can't seem to get rid of the congestion. But anyway, so calendar, pocket, little mini folio, little magnetic closure here, tag pocket with a journal spot, little tag, little folio in a pocket. Super simple, but what a fun, you tuck a little bit of chocolate or a tea bag or a gift card in here, and you send this off to somebody who's having a birthday in January, and you've got a really, really cute gift. So I thought what we would do today is we'll make the February folio together now that I've figured out the design, and I can also show how to make a shaker box, just refresh your memory, because a lot of you have said to me you're struggling with that. So you're going to start by cutting 2 sheets of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, just 6 inches by 8.5 inches. And then you're just going to join these together. And I like to do this with score tape because it creates a clean edge for you to follow, and you're more likely to get your papers lined up straight. I also cut these 2 papers together at the same time on my cutting tool, because that way I am more likely to end up with a straight edge. So that's just a couple of tips for you. And we're just going to put this score tape down, and always burnish score tape. And for those that of you who've seen me do this a million times, you can skip ahead. This is just for folks who've never seen me join 2 panels of paper together. So you see on this inside, you've got this nice straight line. So line your card up at the bottom and follow that line all the way to the top. And you've got a perfectly straight, perfectly joined long paper panel. So now that you've done that, bring in your scoring tool. You're going to score at 6 and fold it. Score it at 6 again and fold it. Well, you don't have to fold it. I want to come 10.5, 9.5, let's say 9 right here, and score it. And then this folds in like this, and this folds out like this. And that is the folio base. And this is the same base we will use every month. So the measurements will always be the same. The putting together the folio will always be the same. We'll never do this any differently. So your little birthday card base, this is it. This is really a fun little base. So the first thing you want to do is find some scraps. And it doesn't have to match. You can use whatever scraps you have hanging around. And we're just going to put a little gusset on that pocket, and I'll show you. I'm just going to use this piece. I'm going to cut this 1 inch wide, and then I just come in and I measure the depth. This is like really high tech, guys. So you stick your paper in there, you make a pencil mark. I know that's hard, but I think you can do it. And then I think this cold is making me snarky. Cut cut just to the side and then line this up and cut again. And that is how I make my gussets. So I put this on my scoring tool, and I'm just going to score this right down the middle at 1/2 inch. And then fold. And you can burnish it a little bit. This just makes it that you can fit so much more into that little pocket. And you can go ahead and get this out of the way right at the beginning so you don't have to, you know, fuss over doing it later. So, a little adhesive. Oops. Like this. And really, the design of this thing is probably going to be very similar every month, because I really like, I don't know about y'all, but I like having a card in my toolbox that I can, that is awesome, right, in design, but I can put it together very quickly. So you see how I glued the folded side to the edge and then put my glue, and then just fold this down, and that becomes that little pocket. All right, so this center panel, if you look at your piece of the gnome paper, you've got a February calendar, and go ahead and trim that out to 5 3/4 inches in width. I mean 5 3/4 inches square. And just glue that down. Now you could mat this if you wanted to, but this is good heavy cardstock. This is 110-pound cardstock. So I'm not messing too much with mats and all the rest. Then for our center right here, you see how I did this on the, okay. And we're going to see what I have. You do have to, I will tell you, you do have to measure and cut carefully, because otherwise you'll run out of paper. You won't have enough paper. So on this one in the center, what did I do with that pink? I had this pink. Okay, well, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to cut 2 pieces of this that are 5 7/8. And I know this is a short piece, but that's okay. We're going to overlap, and no one will know. So I want to put this pink down at the bottom. And then this one on the top. Oops. Oops. Okay. So then here, I'm thinking, let's cut this. That was 5 7/8. Let's go just right below 5 3/4. All right. Yeah, that looks really good. So you've got this little banner piece and this little flap piece. Oops, let me split there. This is the first time I've used this cardstock. I'm not loving it. Is anyone else having a hard time finding cardstock? It's weird. I'm having a hard time. A lot of people are out of stock on like basics. So this is so we want this 2 3/4 inches wide. This is 3 inches wide. So I'm going to cut this white band off. And then I'm going to take 1/8 of an inch and another 1/8 of an inch so it looks balanced. And this is going to go down right here. Just like that. Only straight. Straight is always good. Oh, I see that's overhanging. That's what the problem is. All right. You center your piece better than I did. I did a lousy job centering that. Sorry, guys. All right. Okay. Then, I'm looking at my prototype here. Okay, I took one of these little 4x4 squares. And let's do the... All right, let's do this floral, and we also want to trim the sides of this to 2 3/4. All right. Oh, and go ahead and glue this down before you glue it to something else. I was going to put a magnet on the page, but I decided it doesn't really need it. Oh, get this centered up. And put that down. And why do we burnish? Well, 2 things. One reason we burnish, if you're using a liquid adhesive, burnishing helps spread that glue around. All right, it also helps seal it. And if you're using like a score tape or a double stick tape, same thing. The pressure of burnishing is going to make that stick and hold much better than if you just put it down and walk away. So there's a little tip for you. All right, now we're going to make, you should have like a little scrap piece here of the branding strip. And you're just going to cut a couple of little gussets real quick and easy. And then a small one for the bottom. And fold this. And you can use whichever side you like. I think I'm actually going to use the cute little hearts and valentines. I like that better. And this is the bottom. And these are the sides. Like this. You just want to make sure that's tucked back to where it's not going to show. And why a gusset? Why do we use a gusset? Well, we use a gusset because it allows you to fit a wider piece into that pocket. No matter what adhesive you use, it's going to spread. It's going to take up like real estate. If you put a gusset down, it's still going to spread, but you've got a channel that you can then fit your tag, your folio, whatever, into. So I love them. They give you the full width of a panel. And that's a good thing in my book. So I'm going to line this up. Oh, it's sticking out here at the bottom. Let me trim that. This is live crafting, people. This is not a box mix. This is like a live cooking show. Anything can happen. All right. So put that down. Excellent. And then you should have a cute little tag. And I cut my cut apart sheet up like this. Keep this piece with these two and these whole. And then the rest of it, we use the pattern on the back. So here's how I dress this little tag up. I've got this little strip that I cut off of something to make it the right width. I'm just going to cut a little V, fold it in half and cut a little V, and then this goes like this, and then this goes up here, and this is just a quick and easy topper for a tag, and you can come back and top this with a little heart sticker or whatever. But see, this can go in the little pocket, just like that, super cute. Then over here to make a pocket, you've got this piece that says February, and this has to be trimmed. I'm just going to take, I can also see that there we go. I didn't have that quite trimmed. I'm going to take about a 1/16 of an inch off of each side and see if that makes us about right. Okay, we need to take a little bit more. And just a tiny, teeny bit more, and we'll be perfect. All these little paper whiskers everywhere. All right, so this is going to be our pocket right here. Isn't that cute? So again, you're just going to come in with scraps of paper. And we'll do that one on the bottom. And then that one's a little tall. Hold on. Cut that down to about 2. So I need a cute name for this Tuesday series. What if we call it, I don't know. What should we call it, guys? Anybody get a good idea? I was trying to think of something that uses alliteration, like, you know, something that starts with a T, Tuesday. We could call it Tag-Along Tuesday, because my plan for these is to do these sort of live crafting sessions with you, where we just kind of dig in and go, flow and go, instead of everything being all pre-planned and cut out and perfect, where they're just sort of like just like as if you were here with me and we were making this together. So do you like that name? Let me know in the comments. Tag Along Tuesday. What's your idea for a good name for this series? We need a name for it. Like I have Throwback Thursday, which has been really popular, and I do thank all of you that joined me there throughout 2022. I'm going to continue that. I'm just thinking I kind of want to, as I'm able to, add a Tuesday tutorial, so that twice a week, or even if it's not a tutorial, maybe just a quick technique or something. I don't know. You tell me what you'd like to see. And I'll see what I can do about making it happen. Except don't ask for bow tying tutorials. I don't do those. Bonnie Garby at Really Reasonable Ribbon has a phenomenal YouTube channel with all kinds of bow tying tutorials. So I usually just send people there. I don't have the right kind of camera equipment to do bow tying tutorials. You have to have the right angle and all that stuff. So I don't do those. But other than that, tell me what you want to see. Like, do you want tags? Do you want... these have to be fairly quick because I can't devote like days and days and days to putting them together. So don't ask for mini albums. Unless you just want it to be a project share, in which case I'm happy to do that. All right. There we go. Cute. All right, and then we have another little tag that can go in there, and I had another scrap of that little paper. Here it is. So we're just going to do that same thing again. You see how quick this is. This is quick. And that's the beauty. And the more you make these, the quicker you'll get at them. All right, so now we have this, and we have this from that cut apart page. So I'll show you how I do this. It's very high tech also. I glue this little one down. Like that. Bring in my scoring tool. And I score. And I fold. We're just going to trim this extra off, like that. Like I said, precision work here, people, precision work. All right. And this glues on the inside. Like this. And then I'm just going to trim this. Oops, crooked. Okay, there we go. And this goes in this pocket. Like that. I mean, that's easy, guys, right? But look how cute. I'm loving it. Okay, so here we have our little border piece. We just need to trim this down a little bit to make it fit. And I can see I've got a little bit of white line on the top. All right. And I want to cut this stripy piece off. Here we go. And keep this. We can use it for something fun. All right. This is going to go right here. Perfect. Just like that. And then we need a little piece to go in here. So let's take this gingham. And it only needs to be about, I'm going to say it's about an inch. Okay, so more like 1.25 inches. And I just trimmed a little tiny bit off so that I can get it. Yes, perfect. Like that. All right. Oh, that's cute. I really like that gingham. But then you guys knew that I would like the gingham because I'm a gingham girl. All right, let's go ahead and work on the cover while I think about what to do with everything else. Because it's good to get the big things done. And then you can fill in the little less important things. So for the cover, I cut a 5 7/8 inch square of this pink. And then I cut a just under 5 3/4. It's in between like 5 5/8 and 5 3/4, right in between there, whatever that is. And what I do is I just use my pencil and mark it where I want it to be, because I know how wide I want my borders to be. So I just wanted a little pop of that pink to go with this. I think this color is called Cyan, C-Y-A-N. And then this little Nomi piece is 5 1/2 by 5 1/2. Alrighty. That's cute. And we're going to eventually put this on the cover like this. Now, if you wanted to add a ribbon closure, which I don't for this, I'm just keeping this super simple, you would add it before you glue this down. All right. Now, the shaker box. This is a Rene Bouquets, I think it's called a Deco Circle, but I'm not sure. I'll link it in the supply list on my blog. And this is the largest one. The opening in the center of this one is 3 1/2 inches, and the width from side to side is 5 1/2 inches. So I used a large circle die and die cut a piece of clear cardstock and glued it to the back with my Dries Clear adhesive. I find this works better than tape. It holds it better. And this has been drying while we've been working. So now I'm just going to show you guys how I do mine. This is not the definitive guide to making, everybody has their own way that they do things. But this is how I do it, and I have good success with it. So I thought I would show you. This is 1/8 inch foam tape from scrapbook.com. And again, I will have this linked in the supply list. And we're just going to come along the inside edge of this circle frame. And I don't know if you can see how I'm just kind of laying it down and moving. And you want to stay, I'm kind of using my index finger and thumb of my right hand as a guide. So now we've come to the end of this strip. Take another strip. And this is where I think a lot of you run into trouble. I always pull the liner off because otherwise it is not as flexible. And you want to make sure, I'm trying to keep my hand out of the way, that this is snugged right up against the end of the previous length, and then just keep going around. And when you come to this, where it overlaps, press it down with your thumb, and then just keep going. So this completes the third turn. I've got 3 rows of foam tape, and I'll just put this guy over here. We'll use it somewhere else, I'm sure. Now, bring in your cover, and I'm not going to add anything else in the background. I want these little gnomes to show. This is 2 different shaker mixes from Buttons Galore and More. The one is called Fancy Gal, and the other is called Cherries in Bloom. And I want to mix these 2 together. Whoops, always make sure you keep the upside, because that can get exciting in a heartbeat. Okay. So I like these because they're a mix of buttons, beads, shapes. There's little crystals in there. I love using these. Like look, there's little flowers. And I just kind of reach in and pinch. One of the things I do, and again, you have to be careful when you do this because it can get really interesting. Put your lid on and kind of shake it up, because a lot of times the lighter elements drop down to the bottom. See all the beads that came up to the top? So just start putting these down on your paper. We'll call this series the Gnome of the Month Club. How's that? I like that, guys. That just came to me. That's pretty funny. Okay. And I'm going to open this one up, which is all the different shades of pink. And see how cute they are together? I like this. And again, I'm being pretty generous. That's a big shaker window. And you know, so we can afford to be generous this time. All right, so kind of push everything toward the center. All right. Cute. All right. Now, bring in your prepared frame. And that looks like just about the right amount. So I'm going to line this up where I want it. And I'm going to go all the way around the perimeter and press that down. I forgot to tell you, I heat emboss this with like a bridal tinsel. I think it's a Ranger. Oops. Okay, so we've got a leak. Don't panic. Oh, no. These just got pushed out of the way, so that wasn't a leak. So now, what I want to do is find buttons that will fill these holes, because I think that'll be super cute. And then I've got this little dude. Looking for my good scissors. And we're just going to fussy cut him like this. And the secret to fussy cutting is that you hold your scissors still. You move the paper, not your scissors. So it's like you're dry. It's like the paper is the steering wheel, and you're just driving your scissor blades as the paper steers and tells it where to go. And this way you get nice smooth cuts instead of those choppy preschool cuts, because you have a lot of control. Okay. So let's put him. I'm sorry, guys. These guys, they crack me up. I wasn't sure about gnomes at first. I've never really thought of myself as a gnome kind of girl. But I gotta admit it, they're cute and they're kind of addictive. So I'm just gonna put some foam tape down on this guy. To help him stay in place. Oh my goodness, this is cute. All right. And I haven't figured out ribbon and flowers yet, but we'll revisit that before it's all said and done. So he's gonna go just like that. And then I'm gonna add buttons or something on the little things. But there's our shaker box. And you can see that it's not hard, right? Okay, I'm gonna finish this guy up with decorations and such and give my voice a break, and I'll be back in a minute to show you how we finished him. Okay, as you can see, I got my buttons all put around, and I pulled some flowers. These are little birdie Rosalind Arctic Ice, and I liked how the teal tones kind of worked with this. And then I used some really reasonable ribbon, pink satin with a grosgrain edge. So I've clustered 3 of these little guys together. I'm going to use my hot glue on the back. I'm going to place them so that one of them is up here, just like that. Oops. All right, like that. Then I'm going to take my bow. I'm going to fold the legs back, the loops back. Put the glue on the knot and tuck it right in there, like that. There we go. Just like that. And then I've got this little, well, let me see. Yeah, this little rosebud to go right there with the leaves already on it. So put that in place. All right. And then I tied a second bow that I want to go up here in this corner. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm putting my hot glue on the knot. Oops, I drizzled glue everywhere. I'm setting this in the place that I want it. I'm holding it in place while I kind of fuss those loops around a little bit. And then decide if I want to do this one or this one up here. I think I just want to do this smaller one up there. Just like that. And that completes the cover. So on the inside, now we can use whatever we want, because we've finished our cover. Let me bring these little pieces in. Let's open this up. And I'm going to set this in a safe place to dry. All right. So let's it's making me crooked here. Okay. Turn that just a little bit more. I'm thinking thinking this will fit in here if we trim it down. Yes. So let's trim about 1/8 of an inch off each side. Will it fit now? Yes. And then let's trim about 1/8 of an inch off the top and about 1/8 of an inch off the bottom. That should be just about right. We're just going to leave a really, really narrow border on this because otherwise it's not going to fit in our pocket. Scoring tool. And trim this down. Then we've got a little wee folio. Okay, perfect. And then we can line this on the inside. Let me see, what does this end up being? So for your references, this is almost 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. So we want to go half by 2 3/4. That on the inside. All right. And then this should fit in this cute little flap pocket perfectly. Hung up on something over here. There you go. Perfect. That's cute. I want to go ahead and cover the back now that we know kind of what we got. And so we want to take this down. That is 6. Let's take it down to 5 3/4. And let's take this piece down to 5 3/4. And we're going to put the gingham like this. Oops. There we go. That's cute. Now let's bring in our stickers. Oh, we still got this little guy. We can turn him. Look, this is cute. This is such an easy trick. So, let me see. Just take your ruler. And fold this back. And fold it over like this. And he can go in this pocket. So he's like another little mini folio. Cute, right? Okay, now we bring in our sticker sheets. We used up everything. We did really good, guys. I mean, all we have left are like itty wee little scraps. So that's the way I like to clean up a collection. Okay. So let's look. Let's take this 14 and let's use it to cover up the staple. And let's take this heart, put it in the center of this heart. And then let's take this heart and use it to cover up this staple. Okay. Let's take this tall, skinny gnome and let's put him, well, let's do him on this side. Let's put him along the side of our calendar. That's hilarious. And if we take February, we can put that here. And here's how I do this. I kind of get it almost right, and then I take this and tuck it underneath. Whoops. To cover up the other writing so that it looks nice and neat. And then let's take this little guy and put him up here. Well, let's see. Yep. And then this guy with the envelope, we'll dress up our little pocket. Let's put him here. Tuck our envelope kind of back behind him, like that. And then on the bottom, happy heart day. That's cute. All right. Let's go love. And these go up a little higher. Love you. Okay, so it finishes that off. I don't think we need to do anything else there, unless you want to take this little string of X's and O's and put them at the top of your thing here. All right, those are all good. Get over here. I don't really think we need to use these other stickers. I mean, if you see a place where you want to put them, there. I think this completes it. So now we just fold this up, and all we have to do now is add our finished cover. I love the buttons on the frame. That is so cute. Honestly, these are adorable, you guys. They're kind of addictive. I was skeptical about the gnomes at first, but now I really, they make me laugh. And that's a good thing. Look how pretty these colors are together. This is a fun color palette for Valentine's Day, I think. All right. Finish everything down. And there you have it, the gnome of the month for January and February. You can easily, this is a Spellbinders die that is coming out on January 14th. It's Becca Feakin's Filigree Marquee. And I die cut it, I heat embossed it, and I turned it into a shaker box the same way I did this. So just so you see, and I didn't add a big button on this one, but there we go, January, February, gnomes of the month. And that's it for me, Kathy Clement, Kathy by Design. Let me know what you think about this series. I want to do, you know, like a birthday card folio each month using this collection. It's a little bit different than what I'm doing with the Time to Flourish. It's a little more playful. And I'll do it on Tuesdays instead of Thursdays. All right, guys, that's it for me. Kathy Clement, Kathy by Design. Go get your craft on. Bye.